30 miles away from Eastbourne, 32, 33 miles away from Eastbourne. It's about 9:30 in the morning, so couldn't be worse. And in the distance behind me here, I'm out the wind farm at Rampion, the biggest wind farm in recent years. It's caused a bit of a stir. I have to say, it's way out to sea. I don't know how it'll upset anyone. I think it's a thing of beauty, especially bear in mind it's producing lots of power and doing nothing but sitting out here in the sea. Oh, and according to Donald Trump, killing the birds and the whales, but that's another story. Just the same as the previous video, we can't sail in the direction we want to go because of the wind. So in this case we've got a close haul to port, and we're just going as close to track as we possibly can. Moving out into deeper water gives us a stronger tide behind us, which helps us on our way, and you might think that the best thing to do is to carry on this tack until tacking would bring us directly into our track into Eastbourne, but we can't do that, and if we zoom in you'll see why. This is one of the most significant pitfalls of electronic charts. Unless you zoom in close enough, a lot of detail is lost, and some of that detail is really important. As in here, we've got Rampion wind farm off to the port side of us there, and more importantly on our track, if we stay on that tack, we have the traffic separation scheme, which we're not allowed to enter. The purple band on the right of the screen can be considered as the hard shoulder of a motorway for ships. And we're not allowed on that motorway, so we have to keep well clear. As you can see, it ends somewhere short of our track, but we're also required to keep well away from the end of it, so obviously we don't want to encroach in that area. The way around this is to simply work out how long it's going to be before we reach the end of that motorway section, that traffic separation scheme, and we'll turn or tack before we get to that point. So in this case I can use this little tool on the bottom right of the screen, which measures distance and heading, or track should I say. I can bring that back to the boat, put one end of it on the boat, put the other end of it parallel with the end of that exclusion zone, and I can see that it's 10 miles, and at our speed that's going to be around about an hour and 45 minutes before we reach it. And so I can set a clock and say, right, in an hour and a half we've got to tack, either that or before, and that way I can be sure we don't encroach. One of the things I find most difficult is visualizing what it's going to look like when you enter a harbour, just looking at the chart. So in this case the notes tell us in the almanac that we should go past the Martello Tower, keep on going until we're more or less heading west back into the entrance, and that's marked by a safe water mark. And somewhere on the line between that safe water mark and the port and starboard marks, we join the channel and we come on in, noting that the centre channel is constantly wet, but it dries on both sides. So it's a good idea to look at the arrangement of the marks and how they relate to the channel, so that you've got no risk of going aground if you enter at low tide. We were too frazzled to set up video recording on the way into Eastbourne, but we did get some film the next morning coming out, and we took some photographs on the way in, so hopefully these will help you if you ever visit. So a night in Eastbourne, and then it's off to Ramsgate tomorrow. We'll post that as soon as we can. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you again soon back on the boat sheet.